This is HuffPost Live. I'm Mike Sachs, and one of the big stories of the 2008 election was the unusually high turnout among college students, galvanized most likely by then-Senator Obama's life story and talk of hope and change. 4 years later, there's lots of hand-wringing over what appears to be the youth vote's return to its historically more apathetic form. Joining me to discuss the view from within the millennial ranks are Alex Diskin, an Obama campaign volunteer in 2008 and 2012, Allison Goodman, the editor-in-chief of the Miami Hurricane student newspaper, Jack Schlossberg, contributor to Yale Daily News and grandson of President John F. Kennedy, Haleema Shah, student at Elmhurst College, and Shane McGoff, student at Central Michigan University. Are you seeing any differences here? Are you seeing this enthusiasm gap?
I would say the people that I've reached out to haven't just been, the young people under 30, but for my friends that I've spoken to, you can definitely see that the enthusiasm has waned a bit since 2008.
And why do you think this is?
I mean, I think people were involved the first time around for a myriad of reasons. Some were just excited to have a candidate they felt they could connect to more. Some were excited to be a part of history. And some were hoping that there were really some policy changes they could see take effect.
Last time, I think something like 78% of young people came out to vote, and now that's dropped 20 points to 58%. And to me, that was really disheartening because I think that young people have so much to be thankful for this election, in President Obama. I mean, it's not 2008. We're not electing the first Black American president. Now we're re-electing Barack Obama. And it's not our first time into politics now. We've sort of gotten a taste of it. We've seen that not everything can be solved in the first try. And I think that a lot of people see that as a reason to give up, a reason not to get excited. But, I think that that actually makes it a lot more impressive to kind of get out there and vote and to try to keep working on the things that you think need to get done.
You're there, you're on the ground, you're in the dorms. What's the conversation in the all-night conversations you guys have?
Well, one of the things that I found was when I was actually doing that story, I spoke to a number of people about their opinions on the GOP primaries. And I saw like a pretty low level of interest. And what I found was that, the reason that people weren't very interested was because these were just the primaries. These weren't the actual presidential elections. The other thing I found was that because it wasn't exactly an anonymous survey, I was physically going up to people and asking them, well, do you care about the GOP primaries? And while a lot of people shared and were honest that, quite honestly, I don't, I'm really not that interested, I think people don't like to come off as uninformed. So they kind of tried to compensate for that by saying, well, I plan on, voting in the presidential elections, or I plan on trying to find out more about the GOP primaries.
I can definitely say that being here in 2010 during the Michigan's governor election, the excitement is down. There were a lot more volunteers out polling and going door to door for Verge Bernero when he was making his run against Rick Snyder, who Rick Snyder ended up winning by a landslide. And that excitement is down. But I would say, though, that because the topic, are college students disenfranchised? Are they not going out and voting? If you look at our country as a whole, the majority of people don't vote. I don't really think that our country makes a big enough emphasis on getting out and vote.
Do you have a hard time reaching those students on campus who aren't really politically turned on, aren't really engaged civically with what's been happening over the last 4 years, and perhaps what might be happening to them over the next 2 to 4 years themselves?
I mean, I would argue that people, they may be disillusioned, but they're not unenthusiastic. And that might be because we live in Florida and it's such an important swing state. But last year when Obama visited, people lined up, tickets went on sale at 8:30 in the morning, but people were lined up at 6:30 at night and like with their pillows, and were camping out to see Obama. And I would say that pillows don't really equal like disillusion.
Right, are those people going to see a celebrity and a president, or people who are going to be turned around to pick a vote, to register to vote and to go actually vote come November? I have a comment here from Joanne Kennedy saying, I'm sitting in a college library now, and the college student body is more frightened about unemployment, student aid, loan debt, cost of college versus finding a job when they graduate. And this is something, very different from when I was coming up in college. We were galvanized really by the 2000 election, by the war in Iraq, by things that were going on through the Bush administration. That's what really motivated, I guess, the young vote in 04, 06, 08. Now I feel like you guys, It's about the economy.